I can only assume that the enthusiasm generated by Walsh's hardline position encouraged another colleague of mine, Michael Knowles, to make a controversial statement at this year's Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC. As a journalist, I have to believe that there are reachable centrists, including moderate liberals who are uncomfortable with gender ideology but who have been insulated from serious coverage of this medical scandal. Winning over hearts and minds is difficult enough without inflammatory statements such as transgenderism must be eradicated from public life. There's a critical distinction between speaking truth and being tactless, between sticking to the facts and sticking it to the libs. I'm keenly aware of the distinction between factual reporting and opinion. As a journalist and reporter, I dedicated my days and nights to meticulously surveying data, scouring the primary literature, and choosing the best words to accurately convey the truth. But such painstaking attention to details rendered meaningless when the company's flagship entertainers and personalities speak impulsively and deploy divisive rhetoric for entertainment and clicks.
There is this video that I want you guys to watch, and while watching, I want you guys to give it some thought and to really think about this carefully. If you were the one in this situation, what would you do? If you were this guy, would you say what you said? And if you were the adopted parents of the guy, what would be your reaction? So, watch. So I want us to watch this Matt Walsh video where he talked about a staff of the Daily Wire who quit because of what Matt Walsh, was talking or was saying. And the staff did not like what Matt Walsh was saying, so the staff quit. So let's hear what Matt Walsh had to say about this whole situation.
Yesterday, I learned that one of my colleagues, the Daily Wire, had decided to leave the company. And this is not exactly breaking news. People come and go all the time, as is the case at any large and growing company. What made this unique is that I learned about her resignation from a blog post, which was then picked up by outlets like Mediaite and the Daily Dot, and amplified, of course, by employees at Media Matters, where she, in part, blames me for her decision to quit the company. Christina Buttons was her name. She was a reporter hired just a few months ago to cover issues related to gender ideology, and especially the abuse of children that happens in the name of gender ideology. I appreciated the work that she did when she worked for the Daily Wire and never had any issues with her, as far as I was aware anyway. And then she tweeted this on Tuesday morning. I'm leaving the Daily Wire. I worked hard getting the facts right and using precise language because of the heated nature of the gender debate, with so much at stake, while their pundits dump gasoline all over it for entertainment and clicks. Now, accompanying the tweet is a link to a blog post with a picture of herself along with me and Michael Knowles off to the side there. Now,
I just have to say, to work in any place or not to work is your right. If you want to work. If you don't want to work, quit. There's nothing wrong with that. But my problem is, why make it a big deal when you quit? Why tell everyone you are going to quit? If you just want to quit, just quit and go. Good and fine, Don't make it a kind of like a campaign and make it look like the people they didn't treat you the right way, and that was why you are quitting. Well, people quit all the time, right? People work and they quit. People work in certain places and they realize that what they wanted to do is not really where they are. Like the job they are doing doesn't really bring them that level of satisfaction. And initially they thought the job was the right fit, but right now maybe something has changed and they have to quit, which is very okay for me. But don't make it a campaign, don't make it a protest, and then posting on social media to let everyone know you are quitting, and then the reason you are quitting is because of this, and this person. It's really not necessary. Like, why? Why would you do that? It's not like you want the people who came across the video to hire you. It's not like you want the people who are going to come across this video to get you a job or to all quit from their jobs. Like, I don't get the point. I don't really get the motive for doing something like this. And it's very common in America. Like, if they want to quit from their job, they make sure they go on Twitter and announce it to every single person that they are quitting. And it's because of this and this and these reasons they are quitting. It's either the company is toxic, or they have toxic work policy, or this happened or that happened. And the worst of it all is that none of these problems is ever their fault, right? The people who are quitting, it's never their fault. It's not like they did something wrong. They will never say what they did. Everything is the fault of other people, either their manager or other people working with them, or the company as a whole, the company policy and whatever. None of it is their fault, but other people's. It's just like a high level of self-centeredness. Everything is other people's fault. Nothing is ever your own doing. Nothing. But let's continue.
In the post, she explains that our inflammatory and divisive rhetoric has driven her away. She writes in part, quote, "When the documentary What is a Woman was released in 2022, I thought it was a brilliant commentary on the state of our culture. Matt Walsh didn't insult his interviewees, but instead let them embarrass themselves with deeply incoherent attempts to answer a question any first grader should be able to answer. Even my liberal parents loved the movie, so when the Daily Wire approached me with the opportunity to write exclusively on transgender issues with an emphasis on pediatric gender medicine, I accepted. But recent videos and posts have weakened my confidence in their commitment to this message. On Valentine's Day, Matt Walsh did a segment on his show about transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney that has now been viewed by millions. Quote, "You are weird, artificial, you are manufactured and lifeless, you are unearthly and eerie, you are like some kind of human deepfake," Walsh said. "Everyone who looks at you will see something pitiable and bizarre." Walsh has defended these statements as a good strategy because he says they rally the conservative base. He adds that the goal is not to convince the other side, but to defeat, humiliate, and demoralize his opponents. This triggered a race to the bottom, with other social media personas one-upping each other to see who can take more extreme stances.
Yeah, I watched this video, and to say the least, right, I think it was a little bit too much for him to go the way he went. He came out hitting really, really hard. And yeah, this reporter is right. In order for you to bring people to your side, you don't need to say things that drove them away. Because believe me or not, there is somebody who has a friend who has a friend who is a trans. There is a family who has a friend whose son is a gay or a lesbian. There is a family living next door to another family who knows someone who is a trans. So in order for you to convince these people, you need to put your words in a very convincing way. You need to make sure that people actually understand what you are talking about, not throwing insults at people. And even fellow conservatives came out and said what Matt did was too much. And I know he defended what he did, and he said he was going to keep to the messaging that he was putting out there. But as any rational person, when you did something and a lot of people came out and said, "Bro, slow down. What you did is not cool. You should have done it like this, or like that." I believe that you should take some time to reflect. Do some thinking to really see if what you did was the right thing. Maybe, just maybe, you were carried away by your emotions and you said what you shouldn't have said. Maybe you thought that what you were doing was the right thing. Maybe it wasn't. So it's time for you to do some reflecting on what you did and really understand if what you said or what you did brought people to your side or drove them away. I said it in the last video, that's why I'm saying it again, that there are ways you can tell people something that they will listen to you. And there are ways you tell someone something that he will just like BS you. People must learn the art of communicating. People must understand how to say things to other people so that they can put their message across, and the people whom they are talking with will listen to them. That is why people must be very careful with what they say, especially in public. I think that everyone has the right to say what they want to say. It's called freedom of speech. But you should be careful with what you said, because some of the things you will say will bring no good to society but harm other people. Some of the things you will say will incite a lot of confusion and chaos in society that no one will win. We must all be very, very careful with our messaging. I think Matt Walsh should be careful with what he says. Coming back to the lady who quit, my take in all this is, if you have to quit, just quit. Don't make it a big deal. Don't go singing a song out there. Don't go trying to corrupt other people's mind about a certain company. If you want to quit, just quit. You have the right to work in anywhere, and you have the right to quit if you feel like you are no longer comfortable where you work. You can just quit. But don't go posting on social media and writing all sorts of things about why you are quitting, because it doesn't really help you. It doesn't really do anything for you. And it's really bad to burn the bridges after you cross. It's really bad because you never can tell when you will need those bridges again. So I will advise you guys out there, please avoid burning bridges when you cross over. When you walk in a place, make sure to leave a very good image. Leave the place as you came in. Don't go trying to destroy the place because you want to leave. That won't help you. So to you guys out there, what do you think about this whole story? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, please do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because little deed of good will, like the one you're doing just now, help us a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.